Hi, this is Amanda Johnson, and I am the host of Coaching from the Kitchen podcast. My passion is to educate you on what I've discovered throughout my health journey, which is about 20 years now. I want to share that information and encourage you to strive for better health yourself. Coaching from the Kitchen promotes a multi-therapeutic approach to achieve the ultimate health and lifestyle goals you and your family deserve. This means we will coach you on all aspects of your life, from clean meal planning to fast workouts and everything in between, to make you and your family feel fantastic for years to come. Thanks for tuning in to Coaching from the Kitchen podcast. And here's my latest podcast now. My health journey started about 23 years ago. That is when I had found the hope that there's so much more to life than going to the doctor, taking prescriptions, and over-the-counter medication just to get through the day. You see, I grew up like your normal American Midwest girl. I was very fortunate to live in the country in the Midwest, and I had great parents, and I went to a great school, and everything was fine. However, throughout those years of my childhood, I just never felt good. I felt like I always had the flu, like I had body aches, I had headaches, my stomach hurted every day, and when I would get home from school during my elementary years, I could not wait to take a nap. I was so tired and fatigued all the time. I was on asthma medication, and I had inhalers, and I just couldn't really do stuff. I didn't have the motivation to do anything. But I just kind of trekked along, and I just kind of got by. The other thing that was a little bit different from me was that I did have allergies. That was a big major part of my trouble throughout my younger years. I was allergic to a lot of different foods, and I avoided them, and I did not, I would get reactions if I would eat the foods that I was allergic to. I had allergies to dander and animals. I had allergies to the outside environment, so seasonal allergies. And I had allergies to mold and dust. So you name it, I pretty much was allergic to it. But throughout my young adulthood, my teenage years, I just kind of trekked along, and I just kind of, took some over-the-counter medication. I took some allergy medication, and I just got through my day. And I just always, just got up again and took more medication. And that was just the way I lived my life. And I really thought, okay, well, if this is the way I need to, survive, then I'm going to survive this way. No big deal. That was until about, like I said, 23 years ago, I was introduced to the natural health world. And I believe that it was by the grace of God that I was introduced to this young man, and he is now my husband. He is the brother of a guy who was starting a natural health retail store at the time in our community. And he was just starting out, and he was researching himself, and he went ahead and just kind of said to me, why don't you take this for your allergies? You see, up to this point when I was going ahead and getting these allergy attacks, it was mostly in the seasonal allergies, and I would just get really bad headaches, I'd get fatigued, and I would just, even to the point of dizziness. And, up to this point, I just, like I said, suffered, and I took the medication, and it just didn't even seem to be helping. Well, he went ahead and suggested something that was a natural antihistamine blocker. It's called quercetin, and he's just said, you need to take it on a regular basis, but it's a super duper antioxidant, and it's going to block those antihistamines. It's going to block those histamines so that the reaction won't be the same for you, and it's as if you had the medication. So I just tried it, and I have to say that was my first experience of natural health. I never really knew what a vitamin was or a supplement. I do remember as a child, though, I was, because I couldn't have dairy, the doctor said, well, just give her a calcium pill, just so her bones can grow, and, she can stay strong. And those calcium pills were so big, and they were hard to get down. So I never took them. I would do everything in my power to avoid taking them. And it just kind of, that was my experience of supplements or vitamins. But, there was something about my brother-in-law, and, his nurturing heart, he just really wanted to help me and make me feel better. So I just decided, okay, I'm going to try this, and, we'll see what happens. And sure enough, my symptoms started diminishing. I started feeling better. I had more energy, and, I had hope. I was really excited about this, and, I thought to myself, I went through this journey. I went through my, first 20-some years of life feeling pretty cruddy every single day. And, if you don't know any better, you just think that's just typical and normal. And, I was okay with that. But, man, God put, people into your life. And I just really, truly believe that my husband now and his brother-in-law, they were placed into my life at the right time and the right moment to help me realize that there's so much more to life than taking medication and just kind of getting through your day. And they gave me hope. And it just really was the start of my transformation, and me just realizing that, if I felt like this for so long, for over 20 years, and, my parents did what they knew. And I'm like, I know that there's people out there that feel the same way that I feel, have gone through similar situations with their health. And, my goal has always been, if I feel like this, or I have felt like this, I'm sure other people have. And my mission in life is to just research and try things and go ahead and know that the journey that I am on is going to help somebody else. So that's really my mission. Everything that I research, everything that I read, I just know in my heart that I'm going to be able to help other people with what they need help with. And that is really the mission behind Coaching from the Kitchen. It starts with food. It starts with just knowing what you're putting in your body, knowing how what you're making for your family or for yourself, knowing why you're doing that and what it's doing to your body. Because I did find out through the years here that, you have to feed yourself, obviously, and, the food choices that you make will either make your health or break your health. And, that's just what I know. And I just clung on to, because we all have to eat. So that's like the first part of my journey in my realization. So, I'm the guru that will go ahead and tweak recipes that I find. It's hard for me to follow an actual recipe because I'm always switching it up with the ingredients I have at home in my pantry. And My house is laid out to be more of a house where I have everything that I need to make food. And the food that I eat, the food that I make for my family, will help us thrive, not just survive to the next meal. So that is another key thing that I like to help people with. And that's why I have part of the meal planning side of my business. The other side of my business is helping people realize that it goes deeper than just food. It goes to the level of down to your cells, really. And this is a concept that through the years, these 20 years that I've been researching, that I just discovered probably about the last 7 years. And through that, I've been able to become a cellular healing specialist. And I have myself detoxed and helped my cells get better and be more functionable. I've learned different protocols and reasons why your cells wouldn't be working at the prime level. And, I've gone through a lot of different protocols and detoxes to help my body heal, because it goes down to the cells, and you have to realize that. So a lot of times I'll be talking on that level, and it doesn't have to be a real complicated concept, because I'm really not a complicated person when you really get to know me. I like to explain things down to earth, and where my hope is that everybody will understand it and connect somehow to that, concept that I might be talking about. The other thing that I've learned in the last 20 years is, just your environment. You see, when I was growing up, I live in the Midwest in Wisconsin. We have all seasons. Some people like to say we have 2 seasons, the winter season and the construction season. And that's just the big joke around here. But we do have seasons, and the environment that I lived in was back in the day, it was a nice environment. I lived pretty much on a farm, and my house was a farmhouse. I lived in the country. I went to a nice school. My parents loved me. But back then, people didn't know what they know now, and the research wasn't there. So as I'm researching and knowing more about the effects of toxins in this world, I've come to realize that we need to be taking care of our bodies, not only in the inside with our foods, but on our outside, down to the environment that we live in. So I do like to help people understand that too. So I talk a lot about that kind of stuff as well. And, lastly, through the years of being involved with our retail health nutrition store, it's in Menominee Falls, Wisconsin, and it's called Total Health Nutrition Center. I have been able to get to know so many people that specialize in different things. And my hope and my prayer for especially this podcast, if not even like videos and some other stuff that I might put out there, is just to help people understand what they have access to. I have a lot of colleagues that I hope to bring on to this show, my podcast show, and I also have colleagues that I'd love to interact with video work, and I just want to share with you what you can have as a resource. So if you are the type of person who is really just tired. If you have no energy, if you have a hard time losing weight or maintaining the weight that you feel the most comfortable in, I have some answers for you. I've been there. I've done that. I have a lot of different things that I'd like to share with you. So just stay tuned to the podcasts that I publish. Please go ahead and subscribe to them so that you can get the latest updates. If you haven't already found my website, it's coachingfromthekitchen.com. My hope with that website is that I can bring on other specialists, not just me, but other people who are passionate about natural health and who want to help people in that respect. So my prayer for that is to be able to go ahead and offer different things through that website that can enhance the health of other people. So check back often to that website. Again, that's coachingfromthekitchen.com. And, if you are on Facebook, I am too. So go ahead and check me out there for little tips and tidbits on health-related subjects. That's just Coaching from the Kitchen on Facebook. And of course, I love to communicate with people. I love to talk with people. And I encourage you, if you do have questions or if you were wondering about a certain subject that's health related, or maybe you just want to research something a little bit more, but you just don't have the time. Chances are I've already done the research for you. And if I haven't, that is what I thrive on. So I'd love to have the opportunity to help you with the questions you have. I might even have the resources right at my fingertips through the people that I know. So please, if you have a personal question or you need help with something, feel free to email me directly. My email is Manda, that's Manda, at coachingfromthekitchen.com. And that's the fastest way to get a hold of me and the most personal way too. So I look forward to serving all of you through this journey that I'm on. And I just I'm very thankful that people want to have the resources that I have access to, and I'm super excited for everyone to have them. Thanks for listening, and I'll be back soon.